know who needs to hear this, but stop trying to be everything God has not called you to be. Instead, you're trying to be what your mama wants you to be, what your daddy wants you to be, what they feel like you should be, what your friends feel like you should be. You got all these outside noises, what the church wants you to be, with everything and just everything around you, with your surrounding environments want you to be. But what about what God has called you to be? Are you stepping into that? Because if not, then I suggest you do so. And yeah, it might be hard to not take advice from your mama, your pappy, your daddy, and just outside noises. But at the end of the day, this is your life, and do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy, and become who God has called you to be. Because the longer you keep trying to be what Sissy wants you to be and everybody else and these outside noises want you to be, the longer it's going to take for you to actually show up to receive these blessings. And I just say that because I just remember coming across certain people and they were just talking about how, oh, my father wanted me to do this because of this. Oh, my mom wanted me to do this because of this. My brother wanted me to do this because of this. And let's believe I'm always talking from experience. These people might have good intentions, they might not have good intentions, but at the end of the day, if you don't know who you want to be, ask God to tell you who you're meant to be. And ask God for the resources, ask God for the people, ask God for the connections, the partnerships. Ask God for all these things that's meant to help you show up into your purpose, help you to align with your purpose, and help you to align with who you are truly meant to be. Why? You'll spend 50 plus years wishing you had. You'll spend 80 plus years thinking about the times where you wish you would have did this, when you wish you would have did that. You don't have to wish anymore, honey. You can just show up and be who you are meant to be, be who you want to be. And some people might judge you, some people might turn their nose up at you, some people might have something to say. But who cares? Who cares? People always want to have something to say. And I'm also having to remember that as well. People always want to have something to say. People are always going to be judging you. People are always going to provide their unneeded opinions. And people are always going to judge something that's different from what everybody else is doing. Because people are too busy becoming like everyone else and trying to be like this person or that person, while you yourself are trying to become who God has called you to be, who God said you are. So stop trying to be everything you're not, and become everything you are meant to be. And it might be uncomfortable because you spent so much time being something or someone you wasn't. It's going to be very uncomfortable. And that's when you have to do the inner work. You have to really spend time with yourself. You really have to spend time with God and ask God, who am I? Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I outside of this? Who am I outside of that? Who am I outside of all of this outside noise? And go within. And I mean deep. Go within deep. Because that's the only truest way you will truly know who you are. So if you don't get nothing from this, be who God has called you to be. Be who God has made you to be. And become that without shame, without guilt, without judgment on yourself. Because best believe the outside, of course, is going to provide their judgment. Of course. But that shouldn't clutter or confuse what you're doing and who you're becoming. Because we got a lot of people that aren't or isn't who they say to be or who God has called them to be. And that's okay. That's okay for them. But when you know you want more and you want to receive more and you want to just be more, you go online real quick. And it might be lonely, but at the end of the day, at least You allow God to weed out the people that wasn't meant to be in your life. At least you allowed him to do that. And now you can allow God to help you to align with the people, places, and things that are meant to be in your life. The soul family, the career, the true love, the whole 9 yards. You heard that? Be who you meant to be, and be who God has called you to be. If you don't be nothing else in this time, be yourself. Be yourself. No more shadows or fake images or fake personas. Be yourself and show up as yourself, love. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future self. You owe it to your kids. You owe it to the people that will come after you. Because you don't want them, when you pass over, picking up on false identities and false narratives and perspectives. So be yourself.